Every time I enter into KvK, there's always a bunch of bozos who post onto Facebook a bunch of memes related to me and the KvK that I'm in. And the thing is that they are literally gifting me content, an opportunity to talk about the wildly inaccurate information that they're posting, which, by the way, is kind of embarrassing for them that they are just going to get completely outed for not knowing what they're talking about. But more importantly, gives me an opportunity to set the record straight. So in this video, strap yourselves in because there are dozens of memes. They are pretty funny. And there's some realities that we just have to look at and they're pretty hard to avoid. So let's get going. Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming, and in case you missed it, I'm in KvK with 1960, 1093, and 3 other war camps with 4 kingdoms each. Now, this has been really crazy, and the diplomacy process has led to some really weird outcomes where 1960, and this is just fact, this is what happened, they declared it's 1v2 war, and they put it in their Discord server, prepare for war, all right? So there have been all kinds of responses to that behavior that they've been doing. And to 1960, I can really empathize with you're taking a lot of heat right now. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm pretty used to this, okay? As a content creator, I take a lot of heat. Now, in this video, why am I doing this? I need to address all these memes because, as I've learned from creators that are far better than I am, far more popular than I am, public misinformation must be addressed publicly. It obligates me as a creator to address the stupidity because if I don't, then some number of my audience will see that misinformation, think it is true, and then not become a fan of me or be alienated by the stupidity and misinformation. So it's actually a career-threatening event when people post stupid, inaccurate memes. And as funny as they may be, I am obligated now to point to those and address them and eviscerate the people who made them. Not that I really want to do that, but the reality is that they are very distant from the facts. Now, for those of you that need a recap as to what happened in diplomacy and why 1960, particularly their king, is in this really weird position, and they're taking heat now, is that in the Diplo, okay, I'm in KvK with 1960, 1093, with 3 camps of 4 kingdoms of 12, and my kingdom 2605. Everyone said we'll take a step back and let 1960 and 1093 figure out what they think the best route is. Then we can talk about that and go from there. And we were all pretty compliant to their arriving at whatever they want to do. Now, remember, I am just stating straight facts here. If you missed it in my prior video, you can go look at the Diplo screenshots, which I can share courtesy of Leopard from 1960, who leaked the Diplo, which enabled me to then post all kinds of things about the sequence of the actual events in the Diplo chat, which was a huge favor to me at the end of the day, right? Because, you can see the full thing for yourself. Please don't take my word for it. Just literally go see the facts as they unfolded. So the fact is that they were discussing what to do. Most of the kingdoms were off to the side saying, y'all figure it out with 1093 and 1960. And then Leopard from 1960 said, it's 1v2. Okay, this is how it happened. This is what he did. He went to his Discord server in 1960 and made a post, it's 1v2, prepare for battle, something like that. And then 1093 posted a picture of him saying that and is like, okay, well, if that's what it is, we're not going to take an ally. You can declare that maybe we should, but we're not going to balance things out. And we said in 2605, that's my kingdom, yeah, if you guys aren't taking allies, we're not taking allies. And we encouraged the G4s to all ally up with each other. So they're going to team up, and it's now 1v1, v1, v3, okay? Now, the 1960 diplomacy team kind of tried to claw that back a little bit. They were like, whoa, this isn't actually the declaration of allies, but for whatever reason, it was too late to actually land on a better option, which is weird to me because I feel like it would have been better if we landed on a better option for everybody, including 1960. I don't know why we can't still go back and fix this damn thing, but whatever. The worst option, one of them anyways, has to be what we're actually doing, which is 1v1, v1, v3. Now, this brings us to this meme, okay? When you're ready for a serious 1v1, but there's always one friend, okay? 1093, 1960, and they've portrayed us as a clown in the middle. And the thing is that, guys, literally, if 1960 actually wanted to 1v1 1093, all they had to do was find an agreement with 1093 on which zone to do it in. Every other war camp was like, yeah, we'll step to the side and let you do your thing. Every other war camp was like, okay, we'll even just fight for like the scrap rewards. Like y'all can decide who gets the Zig rewards and like we'll fight for second place rewards. Literally, we were fully in alignment with letting these guys do whatever they wanted. And 1960 is the one who left the conversation and declared 1v2. Technically, I don't know if he left the conversation, but like he ended it when he declared these are the allies, and like that was the end of that, right? So if 1960 was actually interested in a 1v1, then they would have taken it. You cannot blame 2605 anymore for ruining the 1v1 because they had their opportunity to do it. They literally could have determined any which way, any zone, anywhere, anytime. They could have decided, here's how we'll do our 1v1. The rest of you oblige the situation and figure it out. And we would have been like, okay, sure. Okay. So this kind of incompetent post that deeply misunderstands the reality of what happened is something that I need to address because it's just straight misinformation. It is. And some people think, bro, so after this whole thing unfolds, right? I have said repeatedly, I think we are going to very stupidly charge into whatever zone 1960 is in and try to fight them. And people seem to be misinterpreting that. So here's a meme that's floating around that says, if 1960 uses pilots 24/7, then it'd be a little difficult. Sensei, who's stronger between you and 1960? Would you lose? And they portray 2605 as thinking we'd win. Are you guys insane? We don't think we would win. I don't think we would win. Never have I said we would win. What I did say is that it will be a catastrophe for 1960 if they lose to us in 1v1. If they lose to us in 1v1 after all that Diplo drama, that is there couldn't be a bigger disaster outcome from this KvK. There literally does not exist a bigger disaster outcome than fighting 2605 in the first zone and losing. Now, I think they would almost certainly win, but like if they actually lost, it would be a disaster. So we need to address this new piece of misinformation that for whatever reason isn't being moderated, where we're portrayed as thinking that we can beat 1960 because like, guys, we can't. But if we did, it's a disaster for 1960, which is why they really shouldn't try to fight us. Right? Because even if they fight us in the first zones, they're probably going to be not able to beat 1093. Like they're worried about if they can beat 1093 when everybody's fresh, right? If they weren't worried, there wouldn't have been so much discussion about which zone and when and where the fight would happen in. If 1960 was ultra confident in their ability to beat 1093, they wouldn't care what zone. They'd say, yeah, you pick the zone, we'll fight you, whatever, no big deal. Now, I don't blame 1960 for being more interested in dictating where the fight happens. I would want to do that too, right? It makes sense that they would want to pick where that fight happens. I'm not arguing it, but I think the fact that it was so difficult and the main factor that prevented the 1v1 was their inability to find alignment on the zone shows just how close 1960 thinks that is. And if that is at all close, then fighting us first guarantees that they'll be in a worse position to go fight against 1093. So again, just to bring clarity to the insanity, this is not at all a perspective we hold, despite the fact that people are portraying that. I think the reality of the Rise of Kingdoms Facebook group is certainly more like this. This KvK is not really about 1960 versus 1093. It's about the fans of 1960 versus the fans of 1093, and they're duking it out, and everybody wants to take a punch apparently at 2605. Why don't we get a box? We don't get a box in this meme, but you know what? I don't mind not being in these memes every now and then. It's like I can kick back and I don't know why we're in here. 2605. I guess we're also in the KvK. I'm like, yeah, no, literally that's how we were letting Diplo happen. Like, guys, I mean, we're also here, but we kind of don't care. Y'all determine what's fair and we'll do it. Literally, we were like, you two, 1093 and 960, you guys figure out what's fair and we will play along. Whatever it is, you can decide. Plenty of options. Plenty of great options. The worst one was selected, but there are plenty of great options. Posts like this one are super confusing to me. Why do you keep discussing SW? Broski, you literally just made a new post discussing SW. What are you doing? If you don't like that people are discussing us, why are you making a new post discussing us? Everyone knows that they come to Big KvK not for fun fights, but for drama watching YouTubers. Bro, you greatly overstate my influence over this kingdom. I have nearly zero influence over the direction of this kingdom. I get to talk to Chisgule, I get to talk to Cortex, I share my opinion periodically, but like, first of all, if you think I have time for that, you are beyond insane. I don't. Second of all, if you think I have the predominant influence, you're beyond insane. I don't. For example, remember the big KvK in which they participated. There's always drama before the start of the battle, then failure. Bro, there is always drama no matter what I do. No matter what any figure in this game does, there's always drama because they're a figure of the game. No matter what Baba does, there's drama. No matter what I do, there's drama. No matter what any content creator does, it's a source of drama. Anyone who has any amount of recognition as a name brand is associated with drama because of stuff like this. Because people just go on Facebook and spin a bunch of tales. The fact that 93 and 1960 are planning a duel in Warriors Unbound has been known since December. What a bummer they couldn't figure out how to make it happen in literally any zone they wanted, you know? And like, it's not 1093's fault. Like 1960 is the one that declared 1v2. So like, ask 1960 why they decided not to do their 1v1. Don't look at me. But SW, for some reason, makes excuses they were going to go first this KvK. Yeah, so just so people aren't confused, we queued for this KvK, like, right away, just about. I mean, I could be wrong on the exact timing, but it was definitely before 1093 queued for this KvK. So to say that, like, what, are we not allowed to queue for KvKs? Like, we queued for KvK. What the hell are you talking about? Like, if they wanted to not be in a KvK where we were, like, they could have gone somewhere else if they wanted to. Like, flip that around. Like, okay, you're saying 2605 should have gone somewhere else, but like, if they wanted their fight and they weren't happy with us being there, and they really weren't happy with us being there, they could have just gone somewhere else, but they didn't go to another KvK to do their fight. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. This post is nonsense. Let's see what people say. First up, are you dumb or just dumb? Take your pick. Nice. Brain dead moment here. Right. And then I say, not sure why you're creating more posts about us, bro. If 1960 actually wanted to 1v1 1093, they'd have found a way to do it instead of declaring 1v2. They were given yeah, okay. So I already said all this stuff. And like, I don't know, man, this guy is just, he's got a bunch of nonsense. There's no sense even looking at it at this point. You're such a delusional person. Yet you bring him here. All right, whatever. We don't need to keep looking at this. Let's find the next post. Okay, here's one. 1960 drain 2605 and then 1093 slap 2605. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Like, if 1960 drains 2605, we're done. We're basically all but out of the KvK at that point. So like, we're basically at our starting zone if we actually fight 1960 and fully lose. So this post doesn't make any sense either. Ooh, here's a post from the admins about this KvK. Okay, let's go. Admin post. 1093, 960 drama or any drama. Having been admin here for a few years now, it's always fascinating when there is drama involving big kingdoms. Just in the last month, admin has been accused of being in 2605, in 1093, and 1960. In the last 12 months, we've been accused of being in Kingdom 2, 1254, 365, 1307, favoring Chisgule. Bro, they do not favor me. What in the hell are you talking about? Whoever accused that is an idiot. Favoring Baba, favoring content creators. I hate to disappoint the conspiracy theorists or those who wear tinfoil hats, a questionable design choice, truly. But admin are not from any of the big kingdoms. You guys cause enough headaches without that. And as many of the content creators or influential players can attest, do not favor them either. Yeah, no, I do not get favored in this chat. This Facebook, so much misinformation is allowed to live here that is definitely against the rules of the group. It's actually insane how much misinformation lives on Facebook about content creators, okay? And trust me, a lot more will be removed here if we did favor them. Yeah. Absolutely. We do have an admin assistant that auto declines posts with certain words, or if a post gets a lot of comments quickly or has a harmful link. Hold up. What else does it say here? It can get overzealous, but easily fixed if so. In short, I shall put it as politely as I can. We really do not care about other kingdoms' dramas. We're spectators just like you. We are not judge, jury, or executioner. We will not be giving our opinions or spending hours investigating facts of each case, side, or story. To keep it simple, we follow the simple rules set out by the community managers. Find a post gone. Oh my God, this is still going. Don't name individual. Okay, bro. I get targeted literally every day in this Discord server with all kinds of derogatory and harassing names. But don't name individuals, targeting them. Okay, happens all the time. Don't show player IDs. Don't post the same content as, every other post. Don't do posts that violate Lilith terms and conditions. Yes, that means content referencing buying and selling of accounts, resources, and piloting. Do we spot them all? No, but just click the little report sign. If we miss one, we aren't, right. So, okay. So they're going to miss some things. We aren't actually all bots. So there you go. Okay. So they definitely do not favor. I mean, for those of you that think they favor me, you guys are insane. You're actually, you've lost your mind. Okay. There are so many shit posts about me that get to live on into eternity. Like, just search my name. There's a ton of them and they just live on to eternity. They don't ever get addressed. I'm not saying they don't ever address any of them. I'm saying there's so many, they do not all get addressed. All right. So anyways, the idea that there's favoritism in here, that dude, y'all are wildin'. Oh, and here's one of those conspiracy post theories. Why is this post removed? Why is there a 1960 person as the admin in this rock Facebook group? Where is the fairness and transparency? Right. Okay. So I guess maybe that's why the admins had to go and post like, bro, we are literally not from 1960. There are rules. You have to follow them. On the topic of breaking the rules by posting the same thing over again, here's the same thing over again. Fact, 960 versus 2605 in zone 5 and 6. 2 huge drained then. 1093 beats. Yes. Yes. KvK boring. Actually, this is literally why we thought free-for-all or 2v2 was a bad option. Because, like, we duke it out, and then, like, the KvK is basically over. The only way to make a 2v2v2 really good is basically if we agree to not fight until everybody is set up in specific zone 6s. Then I think it could be more interesting. But even then, there's like, I feel like there's some advantages and disadvantages that need to be evaluated for that, but whatever. Yeah, if we fight against, really, if 1960 comes and fights us, like, they throw the KvK for themselves, and I feel like they like to win. Call me crazy. Here's a chat. How do I look at the diplomacy of 1960 and 1093? I'll have a card up in the top for the video where I walked through everything that happened. The only reason I can share Diplo chats is because 1960 King leaked them. So, like, I get to share them. Here's another misinformation post. Long story short, guys, why is 1960 having so much drama? Because 2605 in this map, blocking them from having a 1v1, which at this point is just misinformation, right? Like, literally, as I covered earlier in this video, we are not blocking them from having a 1v1. We are literally encouraging them to have their 1v1 in any zone they wanted, okay? And 960 decided they did not want to when they declared 1v2. Is it still possible for them to go back and arrange a 1v1? I don't know. But did they have full and complete, absolute and total reign to decide however, wherever, and whenever they could have done that? Yes. So this is just misinformation. So after Diplo, we're going to see an easy win for 960 once again. Honestly, I think KvK is very difficult for them in this situation. Like, first of all, the G4s are pretty pissed off at the way they were treated. Like, again, the declaration of 1v2 does not even acknowledge the existence of the 3 G4 camps. So they kind of feel like, I don't know, I saw some rumblings they're going to go after 960, but it's hard to believe that they would actually want to do that because, like, they just have to be very opportunistic if that's what they're going to do, right? But you know, like, literally, like, no small kingdom wants to fight 960. Let's be, like, super honest. Like, that just sucks. Even most big kingdoms don't want to fight 1960. Let's be super real. Hey, this is funny. Dude, they have a picture of my farm on here. So they got 1093, 960 duking it out. And then this is me on my farm powering up. I trained, I don't know, like 25, 26 million power. I would have gone 40 mil power, but ran out of time to do it during the buff window. Dude, my farm is going to be crazy this KvK. It's going to be a good time. This is a funny meme. Yes, we're very scary in 2605. You should run. We are so scary. Doge with a baseball bat. Yo, all they have to do is put Chisgule's farm on there, and then this meme is actually pretty funny. Not gonna lie, I kind of want the 3 camps to win. 1093, 960, 2605 loses. That would be the biggest middle finger to the Imperiums. Your golden kingdoms lose to the forgotten kingdoms. Bro, I literally said in my last video that the best outcome of this KvK is if the 3 G4s just show up after everybody is drained or whenever they think is strategically appropriate and they just freaking clap cheeks, man. That would be outstanding. I want to see it. I actually want it to happen. I want them to win KvK. That is the best possible outcome is they win KvK. That annoying third wheel with 2605. Hey, yo, you don't have to like that we're in the KvK, but we are here. And we did offer to literally sit at another table. Like, we would have sat at We literally offered to be like, take whatever zones you want, fight in whatever zones you want. You guys can decide who gets the Zig in whatever way you want. Like, you know, I think we would have approved along with the G4 has been like, all right, we'll fight for second or whatever. Like that was a thing. So this is funny, but a misrepresentation because like technically we offered to sit at a different table. And you might say, well, the metaphor would really be if you were in a different KvK, but like we were in the KvK. They knew we were in the KvK. They stayed queued for the KvK despite their knowing that we were in the KvK. So like, what are we talking about? They knew we were there. They went to this restaurant with us, right? Like they knew we were going to be at the restaurant and they still decided they wanted to eat at the restaurant. This metaphor has gone too far. New meme. 2605. Wait, everyone is excited about the war between 1960 and 1093. 2605. Bro, hey, look, here's the real truth about a free-for-all, all right? The real truth about a free-for-all is that that's a misnomer in this game. This is a war game where you have a limited amount of speed-ups and resources and troops, okay? And in that situation, free-for-all, you should actually think about that as last kingdom standing, okay? It is the last kingdom standing fight. Now, in a last kingdom standing fight, and the reason why I think free-for-all sucks, you should avoid fighting wherever possible. Because anytime you fight and other kingdoms don't, okay, if this is a graph representing your power, right, the fighting kingdoms have their power go down and their possibility of winning goes down, whereas everybody else stays the same. And people think, oh, but territory. Let me let you in on a little secret, okay? There is more than enough time to win the fight but then lose to kingdoms that snipe the Zig at the end. There's more than enough time. Like to actually hold Kingsland in this free-for-all. Like whoever fights first gets drained the most, and then new people will come in and fight and they get drained. And like, this is why I hate free-for-alls. In a perfect world, if everybody plays in the most logical way, like it should be a staring contest, which is directly at odds with good gameplay. So if you want to see the rest of this KvK and the drama as it unfolds, definitely subscribe to the channel. I've made multiple videos about this KvK, and despite what people believe, like, I mean, people even implied that I'm a mastermind of drama to create this situation. Guys, you're giving me way too much credit. I do not have a fraction of that level of authority or influence over what the heck is happening in this situation or how we even got here. So like, and nor do I don't know how you even think I have the time for that kind of masterminding deviousness. I don't have room in my life for any of that. I barely have time to make this video, okay? Holy cow. And I'm a full-time content creator, by the way. Maybe honestly, am I mismanaging my time? Should I actually just be that devious guy who schemes all these things? Maybe that's what I'm doing wrong in my life. Anyways, if you want to see the full Diplo conversation, it's not the full Diplo conversation, but if you want to see a summary of the flow of the Diplo conversation, card will be in the end screen. Again, I would never share Diplo screenshots except 1960 leaked them, so I got to then weave them together and say, here's the story. And if you want to see the different ways this KvK could have gone, again, as a reminder, 1093 and 960 had sort of full negotiation control. Everybody else took a backseat, and 960 is the kingdom. I'm not being an ass to 960. These are just facts. 960 is the kingdom that made their declaration of what the allies were going to be, and then 93 responded to that, and none of that was a good conclusion because that's how we got to 1v1, v1, v3. But if you want to see the full possibility space of what could have happened in this KvK, card is also in the end screen for that one. I hope you check them out. Until next time, you have fun smashing the kingdom. Dude, I'm gonna get smashed in this KvK, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.